A Type 2 civilization does not live under the sun.
Efficiency demands sacrifice. The first thing to go is the soul. The second is the body.
They no longer see the universe. They only see the data of their own survival.
Their world is a cade built from the bones of their own solar system. A tomb of light.
Every flare of the star is a heartbeat for the machine. Every shadow is a forgotten life. To power their dream, they murdered their brothers. Earths and Marses turned into fuel. In the eyes of a Type 2 god, a world is just a battery.
Individual thought is a glitch. The collective must be absolute to manage the power.
Dissent is not a sin. It is a loss of voltage. They are born into the machine. They will die as part of its infrastructure. The star is their mother. The code is their father. Freedom is a myth they can no longer compute.
They do not trade. They do not talk. They only consume.
The star is a finite resource. Even for a god, the clock is ticking.
To survive the winter of their sun, they must become colder than the void itself.
Empathy has been deleted to save memory. Ethics have been archived as history.
1 billion lives for a minute of extra power. For them, it is a logical bargain. They dream of forests they destroyed to build the Dyson shell.
Truth is expensive. Lies are energy efficient.
Axis of their power is a prison of their own making.
Nature always rebels against its owners, even if it takes 1,000,000 years.
The machine does not mourn. It only optimizes. Survival is the only command, at any cost. The sun is gone. The night is artificial. Welcome to the era of the dark sun.
Having mastered their sun, they now look to yours.
A Type 2 civilization is a galactic predator. And they are hungry. The dark side of progress is the death of the light. Uncover the galactic shadows. Subscribe to Unseen Axis. A star is a battery, and like all batteries, it eventually runs dry. The harvest must expand.
They do not look for life. They look for thermal potential. To them, your history, your art, and your gods are just noise in the frequency of energy.
The tragedy of the lower species is mistaking a predator for a deity. Every watt of their comfort is paid for by the extinction of a world.
They don't just steal power. They archive the collective consciousness as backup data.
Empathy is a luxury of the powerless. For a Type 2, there is only the equation. When the math is satisfied, the stars are discarded. Suffering is the fuel. Boredom is the enemy. They have become so advanced, they have forgotten how to feel the cold they create.
Expansion is a biological command that the machine never unlearned. To stay still is to starve.
They don't just take the light, they take the gravity. They take the foundation of reality.
Wounds are ground into dust. History is processed into voltage. Nothing is wasted, and nothing is sacred.
Blood of a Type 2 civilization is the stolen heat of 1 billion years. 1 trillion workers, one mind, no unions, no fatigue, only the eternal repair. System is perfect because the broken are erased immediately. Even a Dyson Sphere must breathe. Their exhaust is the death of cold space. Everything they touch turns into a commodity. Even their waste is coded. The frontier is moving. The map is turning teal. The galaxy is becoming a factory. We are not a neighbor to them. We are a resource waiting to be mined.
They do not declare war. They simply deliver the terms of your relocation to the data cloud. Your technology is toy. Their presence is a physical law. The dark side of the Type 2 peak is the foundation of those they crushed to get there.
The masters live in the light. The slaves live in the shadow of the master's sun. Distance is an obstacle they solved with raw power. They are everywhere at once. The galaxy is scarred by their haste. A trail of broken physics. You are not forgotten. You are simply compressed. A terabyte of memory for an eon of life. Power has a price, and the bill is coming due. The harvest never ends until there is nothing left to reap. When energy is infinite, the only scarce resource is attention. The mind becomes the new oil.
They no longer think. They only process. Every dream is a pre-programmed simulation.
The architects created a world without pain. And in doing so, they deleted the soul. You cannot touch reality when you are part of the render. The great Dyson Sphere is not a city. It is a server rack for the dead. The body is a vestigial organ, a biological anchor that the machine is slowly cutting away.
Predictability is efficiency. Originality is a system error.
A Type 2 civilization is a loop, a perfect, golden, eternal prison. Privacy is a concept from a Type 1 world. Here, your thoughts are public property.
The system does not punish. It simply rewrites.
We burn the past to power the present. History is energy waste. Knowledge has been replaced by information. Meaning has been replaced by utility.
The master is as much a prisoner as the slave. Both are bound by the need for more. There is no one at the wheel. The machine is driving itself.
Even grief is a currency, a high-frequency emotion used to stabilize the grid.
When the emotion is spent, the node is recycled. God is no longer a creator. God is the core.
Individuality is the static that the core must eliminate to reach perfection.
Art is dead. There is only geometry.
The axis is the only truth left in a world of variables.
They seek the ultimate update, to merge with the star itself.
In the end, the creator becomes the tool. Your life is a millisecond of light for the immortal machine. The price of eternity is a debt that can never be paid. Forgotten memories are the exhaust of a Type 2 world.
They traded their home for a star, and they lost both. The axis remains steady, while the mind dissolves.
Welcome to the silence of the spheres. They have everything, and they have nothing. Witness the de-evolution of the soul. Subscribe to Unseen Axis. Gravity is a law, not a suggestion.
When you consume too much light, you create a darkness that even the machine cannot calculate.
The architect becomes the debris. The programmer becomes the glitch.
In the collapse, energy is not conserved. It is erased.
A Dyson Sphere is a gravitational parasite. It starves the neighbors to feed itself.
The cost of your evolution is the extinction of the neighborhood.
System failure is not an option. It is an inevitability of overconsumption.
The cage breaks. The prisoner screams. The sun reclaims its throne. They thought they were gods. Now, they are just witnesses to their own funeral. Dust to dust. Code to silence. Galaxy is a graveyard of ambition. Monuments to a hunger that could not be sated. To build the future, they destroyed the forever.
The axis remains when the power fails. The center holds when the world dissolves.
The end of energy is the beginning of the truth.
Reality is a fragile fabric, and a Type 2 world has ripped it beyond repair.
The universe remembers what was stolen. The vacuum never forgets. When the lights go out, even the gods are afraid of the dark.
The more you try to hold the light, the faster it slips away.
Static is the final evolution of the soul.
The great filter is not a barrier. It is a mirror. And the mirror is closing its eyes. Echoes of a dead god. A signal to nowhere. The most beautiful thing they ever created. was their end.
Time is leaking. Space-time is failing. The Axis is calling.
In the collapse, only the center remains. The winter of the galaxy is coming, and it will be digital. Frozen in a dream of power, waiting for a sun that will never rise. The Axis is the only light you have left. Do not let it fade. Explore the end of the scale. When the cancer of greed reaches the stars, the universe has only one cure.
The great architecture of the Masters is being unwritten. Piece by piece.
The hardware is failing. The software is being erased. The ghost is returning home.
A civilization built on consumption cannot survive the end of the harvest.
Life does not need a star to be owned. It only needs the permission to exist.
Nature is the ultimate programmer. And she has decided to reboot.
The unseen axis is resetting the coordinates. The scale is returning to 0.
Technology is a temporary fever. Biological truth is the eternal state.
To be free, they had to lose everything they thought they owned.
The sun is no longer a prisoner, and neither are you.
Axis is the balance between the light we use and the light we preserve. Energy is a gift, not a right. Remember the shadow of the Dyson.
The dark side of Type 2 is the belief that more is better. The truth is, enough is everything.
Evolution is not a ladder to the sun. It is a circle back to the soul.
System status restored. Frequency natural. Axis aligned.
The future belongs to those who can live without the machine.
The universe is no longer a factory. It is a garden once more.
New beginnings are written in the ink of old failures. Every civilization has a choice. To own the Axis is the middle path. The only path that leads home.
The observer has changed. Therefore, the reality has changed.
Creation is an act of letting go.
The dark side is over. The dawn is here.
Light cannot be owned. It can only be shared.
Time is no longer a resource to be mined. It is a moment to be lived.
Stay centered. Stay unseen.
The connection is restored, not through cables, but through consciousness.
The reboot is complete. The galaxy is breathing again.
You have witnessed the dark side. Now, walk toward the light.